Theresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, anticipates a transformative Falls View performance. Theresa Caputo, recognized as the Long Island medium, who presented a 14-season TLC program of the same title for a decade, is set to perform in Niagara Falls, Ontario, presenting what she characterizes as a profound experience. The performance commences at 8 p.m. this Saturday on the OLG stage at Falls View Casino. Caputo stated that certain cities she visits have higher energy than others, yet, regardless of location, she consistently establishes a connection. Caputo, who premiered the inaugural season of a new Lifetime show titled Raising Spirits last year, could not assure attendees about the nature of the Falls View show, noting that each show is unique due to the distinctiveness of each soul. However, he indicated that participants can anticipate an evening characterized by faith, hope, and tranquility. "I am always uncertain about what will transpire during a performance," she stated. "The sole assurance I can provide is that I will arrive with my hair and nails impeccably styled, an attractive figure, and exquisite footwear." Each performance commences with a brief address from the medium regarding her connection to the souls of the deceased and what the audience may anticipate throughout the subsequent 90 minutes. She subsequently navigates through the crowd and commences the performance. Cameras track Caputo so that regardless of audience positioning, viewers may observe her reception of these messages from an intimate perspective. "Upon beginning to perceive and experience sensations, I permit the soul to navigate me through the environment," she stated. "I unexpectedly approach an individual and articulate statements that hold no significance for myself or others, yet are transformative for the recipient of my discourse. It is very remarkable." Caputo stated that she was born with her ability and feels it is a divine intervention that aids individuals in reconnecting with their deceased loved ones. "I render my actions appear deceptively effortless," she stated. "The most challenging task I face is standing before an audience while the spirits of the deceased guide us through an emotional tumult of pain and sorrow, ultimately infusing the performance with levity." She recognized the significance of her audience's confidence in her about the souls of their loved ones and expressed her desire for everybody to depart the concert with a sense of calm and solace. Caputo stated that lightness arises from the validation that the souls she interacts with evoke memories of happier times for their loved ones and confirm their presence. "They are not missing out. They are experiencing life from our perspective," she stated. Occasionally, individuals perceive that certain matters remain unarticulated. "Spirits will discuss matters that we have not disclosed to anybody else in the physical realm to affirm their awareness of us. The soul tie has not been and will never be severed." She expressed that her greatest admiration for her show lies in the ability to channel the personalities of souls prior to illness or death, asserting that the demise of the physical body facilitates the healing and restoration of the individual's actual personality within the soul. Caputo stated, "I believe that is the most effective remedy for the soul, particularly during periods of mourning, as we will inevitably grieve the loss of our loved ones throughout our lives in the physical realm. This is an enduring reality. The wave of grief will intensify at various intervals, whether after days, months, or even decades." During her travels, both in private readings and at her performances, Caputo reported experiencing numerous terrifying and profound connections with spirits. Numerous individuals have expressed uncertainty regarding the fate of their loved ones who perished in 9/11 or during COVID. "Observing spirits convey messages and discuss matters that seem beyond their knowledge is profound," she stated. "This prompts us to contemplate and assert, perhaps there is something." Caputo stated that her performances assist others in obtaining affirmation of their convictions regarding the afterlife. "We can reassure ourselves, recognizing that they are well, that life encompasses more than merely the physical realm," she stated, "and that heaven is indeed real." She recognized that individuals occasionally struggle to comprehend her methods and activities, yet she expressed a desire for them to have faith in a hereafter, confidence in themselves, and an understanding that the connection between the physical and spiritual realms endures eternally. "I inform individuals that we all possess this capability," Caputo stated. Occasionally, individuals may require a tranquil moment to calm their thoughts. However, I wish to convey to them, you are aware of all the minor occurrences surrounding you? You may perceive certain occurrences as peculiar, such as listening to the radio and encountering a music that evokes memories of a deceased individual, or unexpectedly noticing a dime while walking, which you interpret as a sign from them. Recognize that these are the subtle greetings from the divine. There exists no correct or incorrect method to engage with your loved one. It is your unique connection and link. Caputo urges individuals to accept these messages without hesitation. Regarding the show, she stated that feedback indicates it has profoundly impacted individuals and renewed their faith. This is likely the most extraordinary and exquisite experience you will ever participate in, Caputo stated. It is an evening imbued with tranquility and optimism that will indelibly transform you for the better. Individuals frequently express after watching one of my performances, I had no expectations prior to the presentation. I did not experience the reading myself, but what I observed was very transformative. It was a tranquil fall evening in Long Island, with the air infused with the aroma of burning leaves and a distant ocean breeze. Theresa Caputo had already concluded an extensive day of readings when she received an unexpected call from a young woman called Emily. Her voice conveyed desperation, an urgency that Theresa could not overlook. My brother passed away last year, Emily stated quietly. We were unable to bid farewell. He was my closest companion, and I require confirmation of his well-being. Theresa consented to meet her the following morning. Emily sat anxiously on the couch, grasping a photograph of her brother, Daniel. He was only 23 when he died in a horrific motorbike accident. They were raised as if they were twins, hardly 2 years apart, and even bore the identical tattoo. Forever us. Theresa entered the room, serene and poised, as per usual. A young man is approaching at this moment, Theresa stated, her eyes partially closed and her palm placed over her heart. He is presenting a motorbike to me. He asserts it was swift. He experienced no discomfort. Emily's eyes filled with tears. That is my sibling. That is Daniel. He asserts that you retain his helmet, Theresa continued. You converse with it when you long for him. Emily acquiesced, overwhelmed. I do. I am uncertain of the reason. It evokes a sense of closeness to him. Theresa smiled softly. He perceives you. He wishes to inform you of that. He states, inform her that I am perpetually by her side. Instruct her to cease self-blame. Emily experienced a breakdown. I was meant to accompany him that day. I terminated the arrangement at the last moment. I continually contemplate whether I might have prevented it. Theresa inclined forward. Your brother states, do not be foolish. I exercised my own agency. You saved your life that day, and I am pleased you did. He asserts that you are destined for significant achievements. He is presenting me with books. Are you engaged in academic study? I have just been accepted into nursing school, Emily whispered. That is correct, Theresa affirmed, nodding. He exhibits pride. He states, inform her that she will save lives. And to don the unattractive lucky bracelet I gifted her, even if it is unappealing. Emily wept while laughing. He presented me with this neon green item adorned with skulls. I store it in my drawer. Theresa smiled once more. Don it. That is how you will discern his presence on the most challenging days. And he has affection for you. He often asserts, forever us still signifies eternity. Emily exited the session feeling more buoyant than she had in months. For the first time since Daniel's demise, she was able to breathe once more. That evening, she set Daniel's helmet on her bedside table, donned the unattractive green bracelet, and murmured, "Good night, Danny." As she extinguished the lights, the room momentarily became heated. A subtle aroma of his perfume permeated the atmosphere. She exhibited a smile. Nonetheless, on a luminous, breezy afternoon in Long Island, Rosie O'Donnell arrived in the tranquil suburban neighborhood inhabited by Theresa Caputo. Although Rosie had remained doubtful of mediums throughout her life, a transformation had occurred. A persistent dream concerning her deceased mother, one she had not discussed for years, had disturbed her. In that dream, her mother extended her hand towards her but remained silent. Perhaps it is time, Rosie said to herself as she stopped in front of Theresa's residence. Theresa Caputo welcomed her at the entrance with her characteristic voluminous blonde hair, expertly manicured nails, and an aura that instantly exuded comfort. Rosie, accustomed to being the most vocal presence, was unexpectedly subdued in the presence of Theresa. They occupied Theresa's inviting reading room, the atmosphere permeated with the aroma of burning sage and the gentle resonance of wind chimes from outside. "I require no information," Theresa stated, shutting her eyes. "They have already arrived." Rosie experienced a shiver traverse her spine. Theresa inhaled sharply and placed her hand on her chest. "I have a woman present. She is resilient, obstinate, yet possesses an immense capacity for compassion. Her passing was abrupt, and I believe she was unprepared to depart. She often states, 'Convey to her that I am proud of her, despite my insufficient expressions of it.' Is that comprehensible to you?" Rosie's lips trembled. "That resembles my mother," she said. "She is grasping a wooden spoon." Theresa laughed, tears welling in her own eyes. "She claims you would covertly sample her sauce and subsequently refute it." Rosie chuckled despite the obstruction in her throat. "I perform this action every Sunday." Theresa adopted a grave demeanor. "She claims there was a letter that you never perused." Rosie acquiesced, clearly unsettled. "My brother presented it to me following her demise. I was unable to comprehend it. I have stored it in a drawer for all these years." Theresa shut her eyes. She states, "Rosie, my Rosie, although I could not always comprehend your decisions, my affection for you remained unwavering. I regret not expressing it more frequently. I am present with you daily, particularly during moments of self-doubt. I never departed." At that moment, Rosie succumbed to her emotions, weeping uncontrollably. She never articulated that while she was alive, Rosie wept. She never indicated that it was acceptable to be myself. "She has just done so," Theresa remarked softly, extending her hand to grasp hers. The ensuing silence was laden with emotion, yet paradoxically tranquil. Rosie remained seated, her defenses lowered, her spirit elevated. For the first time in decades, she felt genuinely acknowledged, not by society, but by the one whose perspective held the greatest significance. Upon exiting the house an hour later, Rosie gazed at the sky and smiled. "Thank you, Mother." Subsequently, that evening, Rosie discussed the experience on her podcast. "I previously held skepticism towards this concept," she conveyed to her audience, her voice still tinged with emotion. "However, that woman, Theresa Caputo, provided me with something I was unaware I required. She restored my mother to me, although briefly." On a tranquil afternoon at the Long Island Community Center, Theresa Caputo, the renowned Long Island medium, arrived for a private group reading. The room was imbued with a blend of emotions, curiosity, sorrow, and optimism, as individuals awaited a sign, a message, or a whisper from the beyond. Among the modest assembly was a woman named Marissa, in her late 30s, her hands firmly grasping a soft, weathered photograph of a young kid with almond-shaped eyes, a gap-toothed grin, and an expression of pure joy. His designation was Noah. He was diagnosed with Down syndrome. 2 years ago, he sadly drowned as the family was vacationing near Lake George. Marissa was unprepared for recognition and had no intention of engaging in conversation. However, when Theresa shut her eyes and commenced pacing the room, everything transformed. "I continually observe water," Theresa murmured, halting abruptly. "A juvenile male. I perceive that he is revealing to me disturbances, such to those on a lake's surface. He is laughing. He exuded an exuberant energy. He continues to applaud. Does this resonate with anyone?" Marissa inhaled sharply, tears immediately welling in her eyes. She gradually elevated her quivering hand. "That is my son, Noah. He was diagnosed with Down syndrome. He perished by drowning 2 summers prior." Theresa gazed at her with empathy and fervor in her eyes. He exclaimed, "Hello, mother," with great volume and confidence. He is exuberantly bouncing, clearly thrilled by your presence. He wishes to convey that it was not your responsibility. Marissa succumbed to her emotions, her sobs stifled by the tissues she grasped. "I merely glanced back for an instant." Theresa interjected softly. "He claims you turned away to assist another individual. He states, 'Mother assists all.' He wants for you to relinquish that guilt. He asserts, 'I was as swift as a rocket.'" Marissa acquiesced while weeping. He would assert that each time he circumnavigated the yard. Theresa beamed amiably. "He claims to be with your father in heaven, and they engage in fishing together. He often asserts, 'I can communicate quite effectively now.' He is demonstrating that he is no longer constrained in the manner he was on Earth." Marissa's jaw fell open. He grappled with language, yet consistently exerted considerable effort. "We utilize symbols and pictorial cards." Theresa persisted. He states, "At present, I converse with stars and angels." He wishes to convey that he visits you via butterflies. He exclaims, "Purple ones. Does that hold any significance?" Marissa emitted a stifled laugh. "A purple butterfly alighted on his gravesite last week. I believed I was experiencing illusions." "You are not deluding yourself," Theresa asserted decisively. "That was he. He desires that you smile when recalling him, rather than weep. He states, 'No more melancholic melodies at night.'" Marissa gazed, astonished. "I serenade him nightly. Lullabies are typically accompanied by tears." Theresa now wiped her eyes. "He perceives every utterance. He desires for you to commence singing cheerful melodies. He states, 'Mother, I am the sunlight upon your cheek.'" The space was quiet yet imbued with warmth. Silence prevailed, although everyone sensed the existence of a transcendent force. Upon the conclusion of the session, Marissa exited, her heart buoyed, the burden of guilt gradually dissipating. The sky was azure, the breeze was gentle, and as she approached her vehicle, a little purple butterfly flitted by. She grinned for the first time in an extended period. Noah remained with her. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Mina. I hope your day is going well. If you like the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.